The 2018 NFL Draft is less than 3 weeks away, and players who have sacrificed themselves, worked hard, and enjoyed a successful college career will soon see their dreams come true by playing in the NFL. And we're here to talk it up with one of those players today as we go one-on-one with Shawn, ranked as the 4th best defensive end prospect at our lads for the 2018 NFL Draft, on the OFN Meeting Room with Greg DePalma. All right, it is Wednesday, April 11th, 2018. I'm Greg DePalma, and thanks for tuning in to the OFN Meeting Room as we talk NFL Draft with Shawn. Shawn, thanks for speaking with us today.
Oh, man, thanks for having me today.
All right, so Shawn, before your last season started, you said you were waiting, working, and ready to showcase. So when the season ended with that awesome championship game win and you had time to reflect on the season, did you feel like you accomplished your performance goals?
Yes. I mean, I had to go through adversity. I kept working hard, and I came out a champion.
Yeah, I mean, really, it is incredible the type of career you had. I mean, how many players have the type of career where you're part of you were in the playoffs all 4 years. You won 2 national championships. So, I mean, that just does not happen. It must have been everything that you were hoping for when you went to college. As far as a lot of the team goals, how about your personal goals?
Yeah, I mean, my personal goals is just be the best that I can be and start. And just, really just showcase and just be dominant, man. And, if you watch the film, you can see that. Just practice them and everything. Just come down and try to be the best player I can be.
Now you mentioned be dominant, and I know you talked about that before. You said you want to dominate the 3 technique. So is that because you believe that's the best position for you at the next level?
Yes. So I kind of mind my game after Dominican. You got Greg, then you got who else? Sledge, and Donald. I mean, the list just goes on.
Sure.
You got, Michael Strahan, just those dominant players that could, really dominate the trenches.
How was it when you came into college as some services had you as the top recruit in all of high school to come into college, and you didn't start until your senior year? So how was that? I mean, was that hard for you until your 4th year, the type of recruit you were? How was that whole experience, and how did that make you a better person and a better player?
Well, no, it's crazy. So with the rankings and everything, I never paid attention to any of that.
Okay.
I know a lot of people say that, but I really didn't. Of course you do. I mean, people tell you and everything, but you just don't let it get to your head, because if you do, and that's when you start to slack off. So I mean, me, I just was staying low, and just kept grinding, man. And when I decided to actually choose my school, it was my senior year. But throughout, I would have college coaches come in and look at my teammates.
Okay.
So I'd tell a college coach, hey, come into practice or come into the weight room and watch us work out, watch us run. You know what I'm saying? So then other people can get recognized, and that's just the type of player I am. I just try to help out my teammates as much as possible without obviously being a detriment to myself.
Now, what about some of your former teammates that helped you out? Because obviously there were some really good ones that did enter the NFL, especially the ones in last year's draft class. There were so many. Were there any particular players that you felt helped you along more than anyone else?
Yeah, it would definitely be John, John Allen,
okay,
and Shawn, and Jay Reed. Obviously they're defensive linemen, so we in the rooms together every day. We practice together every day, so we were a unit. So just any questions I got about the next level or anything, they ask me.
Awesome. All right. What do you got to do to improve your game?
Oh man, I definitely just gotta like keep working on like my hands as far as just technique. You can never get too good with your hands. So just using the bags, making sure my hip flexibility is good, and keep my motor running. So just doing like conditioning and stuff, and then just being explosive.
All right. What now you mentioned? Watch the game, watch you play. So if you had just one game film that you were the most proud of, and you had to just pick one to watch to give the scouts to see you play, which game film would that be?
Clemson this past year.
Oh, okay. So one of your most recent games. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any particular reason why?
Just the most production. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like if you don't, a lot of analysts, like some analysts, like never play football. They look for production. As a coach, I do a lot of the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to do in the system. You know what I'm saying? Because Alabama's a system, but as you can see, once I'm let free, it's like letting that dog out the cage.
All right. Well, speaking of Alabama and playing for Coach Saban, how would you pitch a player to if they were thinking about going to Alabama?
Well, one thing I would say is that don't believe the rumors. Everybody says, "Oh, it's a factory." They just like put you in the system and you get lost in the system. Um, if you come in with that mindset, oh, they got too many players. If you come in with that mindset, they got too many players. I wouldn't even want you to be a part of what each of us is like created, like the standard that us and like past players have created.
Okay.
Because you got to be a competitor. So I think Saban, recruits guys that don't worry about that and who are not scared of competition, and that's why we win.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense because we, as fans, we look at all the talent that he's been able to recruit there. And again, like you said, it's not always all the guys aren't all 5-star recruits. There's a method to his madness, and of course that's pretty great madness that he has there, and he's developed there at Alabama. So how is it playing for? I mean, it's you can compare it to like in the pros, Belichick and the Patriots and their run. That's what's going on with Alabama and Saban. How does it feel to be a part of that family and the program and the fans? How the fans treat you must have been great, especially you were there for 4 years, and that's pretty rare.
Right. So yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, just the fans, us being treated as like pros as far as like that's the mentality you have. Like you get sent your schedule and you got to execute. And I mean, you just got to be professional when it comes to playing football. You got a one goal and you got to be about your business.
All right. Now, when you're in 4 playoffs and you win 2 championships, that means you've lost a couple of opportunities for championships. You've also lost a couple of big games in the regular season. So give me one game in your career that sticks out the most as far as a loss that you just really just can't. It took you a long time to get over.
The second time we played Clemson in the national championship.
Okay. Why?
Well, look at it like this. We were undefeated. That was a great defense that we had. I mean, everything was clicking on all cylinders. I think we was up to that game, like 21. Was we up 21-6?
Yeah, I think it was a couple scores. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for that to happen, man, I always make a comparison of this. Just imagine, you back in the caveman era.
Okay.
And you got to provide. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
You got a tribe, and you and your tribe, your tribe of hunters, y'all prepared for that one wave where there's a whole bunch of buffalo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you train all year. You done came up with a plan, master plan. You done sharpened your tools, and it took 365 days. And then when the time came, you had the water buffalo because that's gonna provide you and your tribe with food and nourishment.
Yep.
For you know what I'm saying, the whole year.
Yep.
And it just slips through. like literally at the last second, literally because it was the last second.
It was.
It slips through.
Yep. Just before he was about to die. Just before you were about to give him the death blow.
Right. So now you got to wait another 365 days until you get a chance to get that buffalo. So, you know, that's just how it is. It's just, you know, you work so hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, the process is real, but we really followed the process and made sacrifices and, you know, we came up short. So, and I that actually sticks out a lot, like for real, because I hate losing more than I like to win.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a competitor. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And like that's the mindset at Bama is that you hate to lose. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing too that I'm gonna bring to a team is just a winning mindset. You know, I'm optimistic, very optimistic, and you know, I mean, I could gel with anybody. I ain't gonna be somebody I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I only be me. So you know what I mean? Either you gonna love me or like me. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
So. But I definitely like bring a winning mindset, man, and yeah.
All right, a few more questions to Shawn. Your favorite NFL team growing up?
Ooh, we're gonna keep that confidential. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. You know.
You keep it confidential until after the draft.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
just in
go.
case. Okay, all right. I'll ask you after the draft. That we'll have this conversation again, and we'll talk. All right, I'll get that from you. All right, let's see. Well, you did grow up in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
I'm from Philly.
Oh, you're from Philly.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you're from Philly. Okay.
And then I moved to Virginia to start playing football in high school.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
So NFC East is a possibility then. NFC East is a possibility then.
Oh man, wow! You like a detective? You just trying to dig something you can't.
That's okay. That's all right. I'll leave it up to the listeners. They can guess until after the draft. Okay. Give me a player you played against who draft fans should keep an eye on, who's not expected to be drafted in the first few rounds. So not a superstar player, somebody that maybe they don't know, but maybe they have no idea who this guy is, or maybe they do. They've heard his name, but they really don't know that. Hey, you know what? Look out for this guy. This guy.
In the draft this year.
Could be next year. Doesn't have to be this year.
I wouldn't say he's unknown, but the running back from Auburn, Kerryon.
Okay.
Johnson.
All right. Yeah, he's projected to be somewhere in the first few rounds. Sure. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So man, that dude is real.
Okay. That's important.
He is real. He is like it's weird. He like a LeVeon Bell type dude. Like he's patient, but like he's just slippery. It's weird, man. Like I don't know how he be like slipping through them cracks. I don't know how he be seeing the cracks, but he get through it.
I like that comparison because I've noticed that myself when I've watched them. Because like you said, LeVeon is a very unique running back. Not many running backs can be as patient as LeVeon Bell, and
right.
I have noticed that from Kerryon in games where it's like, wow, he's showing some pretty very good patience in his game. And but I'm glad that you reminded me about that, because you get these running backs, and our listeners, of course, that are going to be watching the draft, because you get these running backs and they get lost in the shuffle. There's 5 or 6 or 7 of them, and you don't know where they're going to go. Second round, third round, who's it going to be? Who's going to be better? And it's always good to kind of get an opinion of someone else's, especially who played against a player like Kerryon, and I think that goes a long way. All right. Awesome.
Yes.
That's great.
I got much respect for man. I got much respect for KJ, man. That dude, he a beast. And I trained with him too down in Pensacola.
Okay. So you even did you know about him before college?
Well, no, because he's from down south, I think.
That's right. Okay.
I was up north, so,
That's right. So he was from Alabama, and then stayed at home. Okay. So how about a player that you watched from the sidelines during your career that impressed you the most? So this could be a player that actually played on defense, and could have been any time in 4 years. Anybody. There could be a pro right now. Anybody that impressed you the most. Where you were just sitting there on the sidelines and you were like, wow, that's one bad, defender.
I don't even know.
We can get back to that one.
I have no clue.
Okay, we can get back to that one. We only got a couple of questions left. I'll ask you that one after the draft too. So just remember that one.
Okay.
That one and your favorite NFL team. I'll hold those for next time. All right. So if you weren't playing in the NFL, what would you be doing? Give me a career that you're thinking about. Because hey, you got your degree. So what do you think?
Right.
What are you thinking about?
So I remember like before. So I always wanted because I came into the school like as a civil engineer. So like my first like dream was like to design and like create and like innovate stadiums.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, like, yeah, I'm into like architectural design. And
okay.
stuff. I could like render everything, but you know, that's just later down the line in life. But if I wasn't, I probably like one just be some type of entrepreneur, or like I like cooking, so like just like a chef.
Really?
You know, have like a little podcast. Yeah, I can see myself in front of the camera, like doing something.
Like Chef Ramsay?
Something like that.
All right. Can you get into Ramsay?
Hey, man, what? Come on now.
Is that a yes or no?
Come on now.
What?
Like, what you mean? What you mean?
Well, I mean, do you like him? Is he entertaining? Not, you know.
Oh yeah, sure. Man, that dude, man, he speaks his mind.
Yeah, exactly. He's funny.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that about him.
Yeah, he's the real deal. So I've watched almost everything that he does. He's very entertaining. All right, so Deshawn, glad we got an opportunity to know more about you, and I've got those 2 questions I'm going to hold over for you, and after the draft, we'll find out where you go. Best of luck. Hopefully you do go somewhere where maybe you've always dreamed of going, but I'm sure the dream is the NFL, so no matter where you go, I'm sure you're going to be real happy, and we wish you the best of luck. Enjoy. But where are you going to be for the draft?
At home.
At home. Okay. Well, enjoy it. I'm sure your name will get called pretty early. So thanks a lot, and we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
All right, boss. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Deshawn. All right. That's Deshawn Hand from Alabama. So it's nice to get to know the players. I tell you what. And, a lot of times you fill out these, when you're younger, you fill out these mock draft reports, or I remember I did shows when I was younger. I mean, I was in my 20s doing NFL draft shows from New York, Radio City, on Radio Row, and it's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's fun, but you don't know about why certain teams draft certain players or about the background of certain players because you don't get a chance to talk to them. And that's why I think these interviews, I know I only get to do them for like 15 minutes, but these interviews are important. And that's why whenever you hear about the interviews and they're going to talk to these kids again, and there's a reason for that. It's a huge reason why you would want to draft a player, to know about them, to know about their passion and everything else about the player itself. And that's why I'm glad I get an opportunity to do that. And Deshawn was great, and we wish him the best of luck. And I'm going to make sure that we get him on again. So not only that he can answer those 2 questions that he couldn't answer for me, but of course just find out how his experience was in general for the draft, and then maybe we'll talk to him after OTAs and things of that nature. So anyway, we'll talk to Deshawn again. Best of luck to him. We've got more of these interviews coming up all the way through to the draft, so make sure to come back here at ourlads.com. You also want to follow us on Twitter at PrimeSN. That's when we send out the tweets to let you know when the interviews are available on demand. And we've got our mock draft show. We've got a couple of mock draft shows with Dan Shonka before the draft on the Our Lads Guide to the 2018 NFL Draft. But that's going to wrap it up. So for Deshawn Hand, I'm Greg DePalma. And thanks for listening to the OFN Meeting Room with Greg DePalma on the Our Lads Football Radio Network, where it's never too early to think about the NFL Draft.